All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back at the park. I've got Lucky with me, and we're out here in the elements. Got some mist coming down, a little bit of wind, and we can't use the normal location that we film in because they got a whole lot going on up here at this park today. It's Friday, so I guess maybe that's a reason why, but more importantly, Bing Bong. Lucky, what's going on, man?
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
It's good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you, too.
I went by your normal spot this morning. We weren't planning on meeting today, but I went there and you were right there getting ready to be posted up out there, and it just worked out that we ran into each other.
Yeah.
How you been doing?
Great, man. Actually, I wanted to mention day before yesterday, all of a sudden I started getting a bunch of donations on my Cash App, man. So I want to thank everybody that's helped support me in this struggle. It afforded me to be able to get out of the cold outside, out of the rain and all that. I've had a hotel room for the last couple of days now. It's great, man. I just really appreciate it. I got some much needed rest. Yesterday I was able to, sleep a lot, and I needed it. It's hard to get good rest when you're sleeping outside. So God bless everybody, and thank you very much.
You know, another thing that you were able to do was show everybody what you got right now. Well, not the GoPro, but I appreciate you showing that. I told Lucky, I said, hey, just carry the GoPro around. We're not even going to mention it, but Lucky still has the GoPro. That's not what I was talking.
I also got a phone, much needed.
Got a phone number now?
Yeah, I got a phone number. God bless everybody, man. Thank you all so much. It's really touching to know that there's people out there that actually care, and thank you so much for supporting my struggle. I really appreciate it.
You had mentioned the last time that we got together, after we got together that day, you said all of a sudden your Cash App just started going off. You were getting all of these alerts. You didn't know what that was about or what that was coming from. And I was telling you that I uploaded the video called "Did Lucky Pawn My GoPro?"
yeah, man. That's cool. Your GoPro was never in any danger, man. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't allow my addiction to turn me into a piece of shit. And there's a lot of people that do. I don't even look at it like the addiction turns the person into a piece of shit. I think that the piece of shit just comes out of them when that happens. Because I know plenty of other people that have addiction problems that don't steal from their friends and family. They might not have the same moral code that everybody that most people have, but they do have a moral code and they stick by it.
Well, it's interesting just really working with you and seeing the struggle that you're going through, and learning more about things like what you're sharing right now, because I'll be the first to admit, when I think about somebody knee deep in addiction, I think about them probably going to do anything and everything to be able to support that habit, including stealing from loved ones, probably.
Yeah, well, I think for myself, and I have the means of making money without resorting to those things. Maybe other people don't have that ability. I'm not sure, but sometimes I take for granted. Myself. I'm pretty intelligent, and I'm a very capable person. I have a lot of aptitude in a lot of areas. So I don't want to sound callous when I say, it just brings a piece of shit out of people that are already a piece of shit and their addiction just gives them an excuse. Maybe I'm being a little harsh when I say that because everybody doesn't have the same talents and skills that I do. So,
I want to mention something that you said to me earlier. You said, you're getting these donations and you want people to know that, you're not really trying to use this money to score.
Yeah, I did mention that to you. Kurt and I had a discussion about it, and we both agreed that, any of the money that anybody sends to my Cash App, because of the views on this show, decided not to use not a dime of that to buy any drugs with, because I feel like, you know, that might disrupt the blessings. You know, I don't. I just want to respect any money that anybody sends me. I want to respect it. I can you know, get my drug money by my normal means that I always do. What the money that people send me is affording me to get out of the weather, man. Get the hotel room, get a phone, stuff like that. Eat some, you know, decent food. So that's all I'm gonna use any money that anybody sends me. You know?
And let's talk about how you support the habit for those who may not know. You know, you sit out on the corner, you fly your sign,
Yeah.
you're selling your artwork.
Right. I put up a sign, you know, says I'm homeless, I'm selling my artwork to get by, selling artwork to survive. You know, I make different signs sometimes, but that's how I get my money. You know, I put my artwork up, and people drive by and it catches their eye. A lot of people just, you know, donate some money and they don't want any artwork. You know, I prefer that they buy artwork rather than just hand me over money, but, you know, I mean, at the same time, I'm not going to refuse a blessing either, because I feel like that's kind of disrespectful. So if somebody hands me money and I have some artwork, I'll try to get them to take the artwork, even if they're not asking for it.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be some conflicted thoughts on what you're sharing right here, and you know, I'll be the first to address the elephant in the room. You know, it's almost the money that people are handing you is a blessing as well, but you know, you're in the situation that you're in, and unfortunately right now you do got to support this habit one way or another.
Yeah. It's not going to be for very much longer. I'm waiting on a bed to open up, so I can get medically detoxed. There's a situation going on right now, like Kurt is not going to stop using it, and he feels like if I do stop that, he shouldn't be around me because it'll, you know, trigger me to relapse or whatever. So that's something that's been weighing kind of heavy on my mind, you know. I don't, you know, do I have to give Kurt up as a friend in order to, you know, get rid of this addiction?
Well, the answer to that is absolutely yes, unfortunately. You know, if you really want this help and you really want to get off of this, you know, that's absolutely what you're going to have to do. And the major question is that what you're going to do?
I mean, the answer to that right now is yes. I mean, I'm getting ready now that I have a phone again. I'm getting ready to call Virginia Beach Psych and you know, give them my contact information, and so that they can call me as soon as the bed gets open. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna, whether or not afterwards I get back in touch with Kurt or not, I guess that's what remains to be seen, you know.
And if you do, does that trigger you?
You know, being in Portsmouth at all is going to be difficult to stay clean. You know, it's everywhere. So, you know, if I'm in Portsmouth,
your chances aren't very good.
No, I mean, well, I don't even want to say my chances aren't very good, because it's really what it all boils down to is myself. You know, there's reasons why I want to detox. It's the thing about the addiction that is the worst part for me is it restricts me from being able to go anywhere, man. And you know, I'm a vagabond by nature. But you know, I'm a rambler. I don't like being in one place for too long, and being locked up in prison that whole time. Like, that's what I really worried about. Was sorry about that.
Man, you getting phone calls?
No, I must have clicked on something that made whatever that was. I don't know. That wasn't a phone call. Anyways, like you know, all my life I've liked to travel around, and I get the itch to go and leave and go out and, you know, see the country and meet new people, and that's the type of lifestyle that I've always you know, lived. The times that I've ever settled down anywhere, you know, I've, you know, met a woman, and you know, my two children's mother. I have two different mothers to my two sons, and both of them were the reason why I stopped and stayed. You know, I stopped in Cincinnati and stayed there for several years because of my oldest son's mother. Here in Virginia and Tennessee, I was on the Virginia-Tennessee border where my younger son's mother, and when I fall in love with a woman, that's where my home is. Other than that, when I don't have that, like I don't have an anchor attaching me to any one place, and I'll get. And now the problem is that the heroin has become my anchor attaching me to this area. And I don't want to go to the Suboxone clinic or the methadone clinic because that's just another anchor chaining me to not be able to get out and get around. So I can't allow myself to be addicted to that anymore because I can't stay here anymore. I'm not sure I could even convince Kurt to come with me when I go traveling anyway. So if he wants to come with me, great. He's not going to be the reason I start using again. That would be myself. So I can't run away from myself either. So,
Well, just my 2 cents. I have no experience with the opioid addiction, so I don't know. But, to go through this detox, to medically detox, and then to come out of this with no other sort of help, whether it be the Suboxone, which I know a lot of people who have gone that route in an effort to stay clean. I don't know how hard that's going to be for you.
People don't like to hear, people that are on Suboxone or methadone don't like to hear this, what I'm getting ready to say. But if you're on Suboxone or on methadone, you're not clean. You're still, they're synthetic opiates, man. And I've been clean off of opiates before, and I know, what it takes. Like the feeling that you have or you crave it, that's what that does. That fills that craving. But I've been off of all that and been able to do okay. It's always been, the trigger for me to start using again has always been depression and boredom. It's never been because it was around, because it's always been around, it's always around. It might be harder to find in some places, but it's never impossible. Like if I want to find it, I'll find it no matter where I'm at,
You go through the medical detox, if that's what you decide to do, through the detox program. What are they going to medically detox you with?
This place here, I've been medically detoxed them using methadone before at a different place years ago. They used methadone and lowered the dose daily, a little bit at a time, and that worked real well. I don't think they do that at the one that I'm getting ready to go to. I think they use a combination of non-opiate type stuff. They use gabapentin and Ultram and Valium, stuff like that, and some sleeping pills at night. And that stuff works too, actually. Like I've used gabapentin, that works really well to help with the withdrawal pains. So, you doing it without methadone and lowering the dose every day, it's faster. It's not as comfortable, but it's faster. So it'll be a combination of a few different things that they'll use.
All right, so I want to ask this. You've got the phone here. I've asked if you would be willing to call this place here today.
Yeah, sure. I need to do that anyways because I haven't called them since I got the phone yesterday. I need to call them and actually leave my contact information and set it up where they can actually really be able to contact me when it's time. So.
Well, let's say you make the phone call. Let's say they tell you they got a bed today. If they told you they had a bed today, would you go?
Yeah, as long as I was able to put everything together that I need, I would. Yeah, I have to.
I can tell you don't want to.
It's not that I don't want to, man. It's the whole Kurt thing, man. I really, there's things that I want to do with Kurt, man,
I'm sure if you called these people and they told you, and again, I need to clarify, I'm not trying to put any pressure on you at all.
Mm-hmm.
But if you called these people and they said that they had a bed available right now and you were serious about going and you went and you found Kurt and you told him, hey man, I'm going to the Detox today, you know, I'm sure he would support that.
Oh, absolutely. He's never going to stand in my way. It's not, you know, that's not the type of person he is, man. But he might, you know, fucking back away from me, like, you know, thinking that he's doing, you know, the right thing and helping me. But that, you know, I don't, you know, that's not what I want, man. Like, you know, not only do I care about Kurt, I feel like the plans that I have for the future, like I kind of need him with me to you know, bring, you know, the stuff that I want to do to fruition, you know.
Well, I think you can still make these things possible. Like you had mentioned, you know, you want to travel. We've been talking about you even starting your own YouTube channel, showcasing you traveling.
Yeah.
You're not even 100% convinced that Kurt would leave from here.
I'm not 100% convinced that he would.
And matter of fact, you know just as well as I do that he probably would.
He probably wouldn't, but like the first step of the journey if I do start a YouTube channel is gonna begin here, and that's, you know what I would have him with me on the first part of that, and when I do decide to leave, you know, which will probably be, you know, in about a month or so. If he didn't want to come with me, you know. But if he's adamant about not coming with me when I go, I'm gonna find somebody else to travel. I don't like doing it 100% alone. It's always best to have a stick man when you're, you know, in this type of lifestyle, you know, out on the streets with people. It's not good to be, you know, 100% alone.
So even if you get clean, you know, your plan is you want to travel. That's your plan.
Yeah.
But it sounds to me like, you know, you're still going to remain in the same type of a homeless lifestyle, even if you were clean and traveling.
Oh yeah, like my lifestyle is not going to change dramatically, because you know, I mean, I've never been the type of person to, you know, buy a house and you know, work for a company and punch a clock. And I mean, not that I haven't worked for people before, but like that's not what I like to do, man. You know, I prefer to generate my own money than I do to, you know, make a bunch of money for somebody else.
Travel across the country, selling your artwork,
tattooing, you know, and if the whole YouTube thing becomes something that could be successful, it would be wonderful to be freed up financially. That's not something that I have to worry about a lot, you know. Like, what would change for me having money would not be that I'm, you know, all of a sudden I turn into, you know, a consumer, because I'm never going to be that. It would change for me is that I don't have to sleep outside. You know, I'd be able to get hotel rooms, and I'd be able to eat good food, and
you could show that. You could show that on the channel.
And I also, like, I would be able to help other people that I find that are, you know, good people that, you know, need a hand. Like, if I have money, I can help people, man, you know? And that's what I want to do. You know?
I'm not trying to boost myself up here or nothing like this, but when I met with you this morning, you were super excited to see me.
Yeah.
And you said, hey, I want to do, you know, what you're doing.
Yeah, man, like that's I was thinking about that the very moment I seen you at the light point. I was like, man, that's funny, because I was just like, you know, man, like this thing that Joe does, man, it's incredible. You know, I was telling you how much I appreciate it, and it's just been a blessing meeting you, and I really respect what you do, and I think that, you know, it would be wonderful I could do something similar to what you're doing, man. Like, that would be a great thing. Yeah.
Well, I want to make this phone call. I want you to make this phone call if you'd be willing to do so. I just want to hear what they say to you.
Okay.
Now, I want to say this as well. I'm not here to put any type of pressure on you, okay? Whatever comes of this is what's going to come of this. However, I want to address a couple of things. You know, since meeting you and beginning to work with you, you have talked about how much you want to get clean for yourself.
Right.
You've been saying that. You've been saying that, you know, if they have the bed space, you're ready to go when they have the bed space. You've been talking about, you know, your apprehensions with your buddy Kurt. But we're getting to a point where we've done a couple of videos here now, and again, I'm not trying to force your hand, but it's either, what are we getting ready to be showcasing here? Are we getting ready to be showcasing Lucky's actually going to do this? He's going to go into this detox program, or are we showcasing a guy that, probably wants it like so many other people want it, but just can't find, just can't do it for one reason or another?
Right. Yeah.
We're at a crossroads.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm definitely gonna go when I can. It sucks the situation with the whole Kurt thing. If that winds up keeping us apart, that sucks. But
I don't think it would.
Life goes on.
I don't think it would. I think that going to the detox is only going to be a small part of your struggle.
Right.
The bigger part of your struggle is going to be
staying clean afterwards.
Yeah, what happens after you get out of this thing, and do you fall back into the same old stuff?
Right.
I want this for you. I want to help you in any way that I can. If you called and they said, hey, we've got the bed space, you could come today. If you did decide to go today, I would get you anything that you need to make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be in there.
Okay.
People would, love to see that. If you call them and they say, hey, we don't have the available bed space, but give us your number and we'll call you back.
Yeah.
And they call you back and you say, hey, you're ready to go. Again, this offer is extended to you. This opportunity is extended to you, and it's up to you whether or not, you follow through with this.
Yeah.
I want to share something with you that I was telling Tom yesterday, and I told him, I said, it would be, how did I say this? I said, it doesn't seem like you're going to meet somebody who's homeless, or it doesn't seem very often because we haven't met them yet, but it doesn't seem like you meet a person who's homeless who you go up to and say, hey, I want to help, and they're like, okay, let's go right now. I need the help right now. I'm ready right this second.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to, a lot of different things, whether it's the addiction or whether it's the comfort level. You seem, outside of the addiction or aside from the addiction, you seem comfortable in this life that you're living, and, maybe change isn't, necessarily the easiest thing for you. And maybe that's not for, for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I'm not the same as a lot of people, man, when it comes to, the way I choose to live my life, not, having roots down in places. Most people aren't that way. The majority of people that are homeless because of addiction are never going to leave the area that they're in,
Because either the dope's there, or
that's
that's where they've got
and that's the only thing they feel comfortable. It's hard for a lot of people to get out of their comfort zone purposely, and that's something that kind of comes natural to me.
And I want to throw this in here as well. I think that prison has a lot to do with this, because I found myself in a situation where I did not like change. And I think that came from serving time. You get comfortable in one spot, one cell, one isolation, one yard, whatever the case may be. I don't want to say you get comfortable there, because you never really get comfortable there, but you get, acclimated to that.
Yeah.
And, change is something that a lot of guys in prison don't like.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who go to prison because they can't change. I think change is such a strong part of the entire prison experience, the entire homeless experience, the entire addiction experience, and it's crazy to think that all three of those things play so closely hand in hand.
Yeah, honestly, man, a lot, aside from being in prison, prison is definitely gonna get you to the point where you are used to certain things being a certain way all the time, and having to, have a routine that fills your day every day, and you get used to that certain thing, and that's the way that you live. That if you don't do that in there, you're not going to ever be able to, have a lot of peace of mind. But that being said, even out here on the streets, man, people are generally uncomfortable with change anyways, you know, because especially if it's a change that they don't know what the outcome is going to be. The unknown makes people nervous, you know. So not everybody, but a lot of people don't like change, just because of, you know, it takes them out of their comfort zone. So I don't know if the change thing is not, you know, only because of prison, but yeah, you talk about, you know, getting, you know, acclimated to, you know, everything being a certain way. When I first got out, man, it took me, you know, at least a year to get to the point where I was, you know, not uncomfortable being around people. I call it myself, I had a kennel syndrome, because when I was in the hole for that long, even inside, when I got out of the hole, even being inside of the prison, being around people, I didn't like it. Like I didn't, when I got to Wallens Ridge, I was so used to being by myself and SEG. My cellie would go out for cell break. I didn't even go out on cell breaks sometimes, man. Like, you know, I'd go out and get a shower and then, you know, go right back to the cell, because that'd be the only time I could be alone. And I was so used to being alone, that was the only time I was comfortable, you know what I mean? So, you know, like it definitely messed up my head a little bit, you know.
But look at you now, though. It's so crazy to think about that, because now the situation is you're so scared to be alone.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Kurt. Kurt's basically your cellie at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you went through all this time alone, and now you don't want to be alone.
I don't want to be alone when I'm you know, I leave here. Like, I don't want to be alone at all, really. You know, I do. Yeah, you're right. I do want to have somebody that I trust, you know, with me, man. And that's the thing about, you know, I trust Kurt. You know, and it's not easy to find somebody that you can trust, you know. So.
Well, you know, full disclosure here, when I met with you this morning, I really didn't have a plan, and I told you that. You know, I mean that when I tell you, but we just started filming, and, you know, one thing that I had certainly been thinking about leading up to the next time that I got with you, maybe this was like a subconscious thought, was, you know, we've reached, or we're reaching, or we're quickly going to be reaching a crossroads. You know, people are enjoying seeing you. They're definitely appreciative of your candidness, sharing about your experience, and are rooting for you. I don't want that to get to a point where people are saying, you know, Lucky's never going to change. And that's a reality, though. You know, that is a reality that could happen. You know, you could possibly never change if you don't decide to take the action to try to make the change happen.
Yeah. You know, like the only change that I'm interested in myself right now is not having to have you know, heroin to be okay. Like, that's the only change that I'm interested in, man. And yeah, if, you know, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna go. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna call him right now. If you don't mind, and you got something else you want to talk about real quick right now? Because,
no, and
like,
I mean, again,
I'm getting ready. Like, I'm going to Detox, and for better or worse, you know, I'm not gonna allow that to keep Kurt apart from me, man. You know, unless if, you know, like, he's adamant about it, I can't control what he does, but I'm not gonna, on my end.
Who knows what you could do for Kurt if you go through this? And I kept saying, you know, I'm not here to force your hand, but it's almost a contradiction and a double-edged sword for me. Because on one hand, obviously I can't force your hand. I don't want to call it that. I want to say, I want to motivate you. Right. I want to inspire you to make this phone call, see if they've got this bed space, and see if we can get you in this thing ASAP.
Okay, yeah, man. Yeah, you don't. I don't want you to feel like you're trying to force me in, because you're not. You can't. Let's make the one thing clear. There's no way that anybody anywhere can ever make somebody stop being an addict.
I'll share a story with you real quick, Lucky, and this is so, you know, stupid, actually. There was a guy that I met a long time ago. I was doing AfterPrisonShow. We even featured him in videos. He was a young kid. Can't even remember his name at this point. I saw him on the side of the road. He was holding up a sign that said, "Kicked out for being gay." I thought that the sign was so crazy. I went and talked to him. I just felt like, you know, if that's the truth, you know, what a horrible situation. Started working with him, started featuring him in some videos. his family would end up reaching out to me saying, hey, you know, he's lying about being gay and lying that he got kicked out. You know, he's got kids, he's not gay, he's on drugs. And the family is reaching out to me, sending me messages, you know, basically begging me to save their son. I damn near tried to abduct this kid off the corner when I found that out, feeling like I was going to be some kind of a Superman. And obviously, you can imagine that situation didn't work out. You know, this kid basically just ran away on us. You know, I would try to help him in any way that I could, but ultimately, there was nothing that I could do for him. And it was just all for nothing. You know, all of these different situations that I've gone through working with people, featuring their stories, trying to help them in any way that I can, really, there's only so much that I can do. I can pay you to be in these videos. I can help you get some exposure to your story, you know, things of that nature, but anything else is going to come from what you do. So I say that, you know, I'm not here to try to apply any pressure or to, you know, do anything like that. I'm not, and I can't. I know that I can't. But at the same time, I am trying to be adamant about the fact you need to make this phone call. You need to see if they've got this bed space, and you need to see, you know, what's going to happen from here. Are you going to do this?
Yeah. I mean, the answer to that is yes. I am.
Let's make the phone call, Lucky. You got the number saved in your phone.
Yeah. When they answer, I'll put it on speakerphone. Yeah, I'd already put the number on my phone because I was going to call them today to give them my phone number. I know I was going to set up out there. My name is. I talked to y'all a few days ago about a bed space being open. I have a contact information now I'd like to leave with y'all and talk about getting.
I'm sorry, hang on a second. Let's stop. Let's go from the beginning. What are you calling in regards to?
Yeah, I have a heroin addiction and I'm trying to, get medically.
Trying to come in for an assessment?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want to come in and I want to get medically detoxed. Is what I ultimately want to do.
Okay. Well, let me transfer you over to my admission. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Virginia Beach Psychiatric Center. How may I help you?
Yes, ma'am. My name is. I'm a heroin addict, and I want to be medically detoxed, and I'm interested in a program that y'all have, and when you have
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever been here before?
No, I haven't, but I've spoken to other people that have, and that's why they recommended you guys. So.
Yeah. So how our process works is we're open 24 hours, 7 days a week for a free walk-in assessment. All you have to do is bring your ID and insurance card and around 5 days worth of clothes. No strings, no belts, and we provide toiletries. And our average stay for detox is around 7 to 10 days, just depending on how the patient responds to the detox, things like that. And then you also meet with a discharge planner on the unit to go over some aftercare. So sometimes it can be like a bed-to-bed transfer to like a 30-day rehab or some outpatient resources afterwards.
Okay. Like I spoke to somebody before. I'm not sure if I'm even talking to the same people or not because is a pathway. Anyways, I don't have an ID. Is that the?
No, it should be okay. Basically, when you walk in, you'll just fill out some demographic information. So as long as you know your basic demographic information like name, date of birth, social security number, we should be able to kind of identify you that way.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And you have available bed right now?
Yep, we have some detox beds.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna be in. What time is it right now? 12 o'clock. Okay. And you said I can come in at any time?
Yep, we're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, so whenever you're available.
Okay. All right. Great. All right. Thank you. I'm gonna be in today sometime.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. If that, it's the same place. It doesn't matter if it's the same place or not. They have a place open, so I'm gonna go there. Um, this evening I'm gonna go. So I gotta do a few things before I go. But if you want to help get me there, man, you want to take me up there this evening, like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do what we're gonna do it then, man. I just got, I gotta take care of a few things before I go. I gotta talk to Kurt and whatnot, but I'm definitely going. And this is it, man. Time to shit or get off the pot, right? Yeah. Time to shit or get off the pot. Yeah.
All right. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I dropped Lucky off just a little while ago. He wanted to go see Kurt. He wanted to obviously go use, and I'm supposed to pick him back up today at 5 p.m. and then take him to Virginia Beach Psychiatric, where he's going to be going for this medical detox. He made the phone call today while we were filming with him, and hopefully, he's going to do this for himself. Ultimately, it's his decision, what's going to happen from here. If he is here at 5 o'clock, then I know he is ready to do this, or at least I'm going to believe that he's ready to do this. Now, I've been trying to figure things out since I met Lucky. And again, I met Lucky completely by chance. But from the time that I met Lucky and began working with him immediately, featuring him, sharing his story, and offering any kind of help that I could provide to him if he wanted to get sober, I've really been battling with myself what exactly I'm doing here, and more importantly, what exactly am I going to be able to do here? You guys know as well as I do, I've worked with a lot of people in the past who have been in addiction, and I've tried to help them, tried to force them to get the help that they need. And in all of those cases, it has never worked out. You can't force anybody to do anything. But I was telling Lucky after we got done filming, I said, maybe people, especially like yourself, who say that they want to get the help, maybe you have to force them to force themselves. Again, I know you cannot force anybody to do anything, but I can't just sit here and continue to hear Lucky say, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, but that, without trying to push this situation forward a little bit. Maybe force is not the right word to be using. Maybe push. You got to push somebody. And by push, I mean try to motivate and inspire them. Since working with Lucky, we've introduced him to Tom, and Tom has been such a big part of not only Lucky's story, but also After Prison Show, and also brings so much to the table in terms of, a person who has not only served an ass load of time, but a guy who is on the other side of addiction right now in the recovery aspect. We've been doing a lot and trying to do a lot of positive in Lucky's life to show him, if you want to get the help, we're going to help you get the help. I'm going to push you to go get this help. If you say that you want it, how long are we going to continue to talk about it before we take action? So we'll see. I have no idea where this is going to go. I could show up at 5 o'clock. Lucky may or may not be there. I believe that he is going to be there. Lucky could go to the program and then not follow through with it after a day or so, against medical advice. Check himself out, because you can check yourself out of these programs, if you want to. he could go through this program and come out on the other side and relapse. And I was telling Lucky these things that could happen. I want to see Lucky get clean. I want to see him get clean for himself. I want to see him not only get clean, but stay clean. I'd love for Lucky to be a success story. He could motivate so many others who are in the same boat. And he's got so much potential. I mean, he really does. So I'm hopeful we're going to go do this. But we won't know till 5 o'clock when I go to try to find him. So can't do nothing but wait till then. And I'll share more at 5 o'clock. All right, it's 4:40 in the afternoon, and I'm getting ready to go get Lucky. He actually just called me and told me that he's going to be there, and he's ready to do this. Well, he didn't say that he was ready to do this. He told me that he's there. Definitely sounds like he has been using, and, you know, pretty sure that that's what the game plan was going to be. Get it in one last time before you go do this. I got no idea what kind of condition he's going to be in terms of, you know, wanting to film. Matter of fact, he's right there, as a matter of fact. Oh, shit. All right, well, we're about to see. He didn't even recognize me. He literally walked right past me, didn't even see me. Holy shit. I literally pulled up right in front of him and he didn't even see me. Like, there was no way that he couldn't see me. That just goes to show you where he's at right this second. Let that speak to how real this situation is, what this guy's getting ready to put himself through in an effort to hopefully go through this detox program and get clean. Let me go get him and get him in the truck. Hey, Lucky. You all right? What's going on, Kurt? I can't imagine how hard that was right there.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
But major respect to Kurt for what he just said to you. He said, make other people's good intentions your best intentions. I'm gonna share a little bit about what you're doing right now. So Lucky's going through his stuff right now, making sure that, you know, he doesn't have anything he can't take into this place. This is his clothes right here. I told him that when he gets in here, I'm gonna make sure he's got enough clothes to get through this. They say he needs to have 5 sets of clothes. Oh, there's that picture that you were sharing with us about.
Yeah, that's the one I was working on. Let's see if I can find somebody to give this to.
Yep. All right, right now, I've got Lucky. We're at the wall right now. He wanted to go drop off some weed to his friend, and he wanted to go in the wall and probably get rid of whatever he's got left. He is definitely, struggling with this. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what kind of footage I'm going to get on the ride to this place. Maybe I'm going to be able to get some audio. I'm trying to see if I'm going to be able to get some audio. But I told Lucky, I said, I'm so proud of you for what you're getting ready to do. You know what's going to be on the other side of this. You just have to get there. And I truly hope that he sees this through. He could get there and, maybe just say that he doesn't want to go through with this. But I think the only good thing about this is that where this place is located at is not really close to where he's been running around at. It's unfortunate. This is the city that I live in. And Lucky and so many other people have said that this is the heroin capital of the East Coast, at least of the state of Virginia. And this is nowhere to get wrapped up in if you are in addiction. So, the good news is that if he goes to this program, if we make it there and if he's able to get admitted, and I'm going to help to try to see that he does get admitted, he's 2 cities separated from where he's normally been at. I'm going to wait for him to come out of the store and let's get him to this program. All right, Tom.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
I got Lucky with me. We're getting ready to go up in here, and
that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. That's really positive stuff, man. That's really strong.
Tom, what do you want to say to Lucky? We don't got a lot of time, so say what you want to say to him.
Hey, look.
What's up, buddy?
Look, bro. Sometimes change is hard. You know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And one of the things that we're most afraid of in our lives is change.
Yeah, I was just talking to Joe about that earlier today. That's for everybody. It's hard, not just addicts, yeah, or prisoners, or everybody.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
come home from prison, change. You meet a girl, change.
Yeah.
You have a kid, change.
Yeah.
Look at this the same way, Lucky. This is another step in your life. It's just a change. And if this change works for you, bro,
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
I already know, and it's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Right there.
That's what's up,
That's what
man.
I'm talking about.
All right, Tom, I'm going to jump off here, all right, buddy?
All right. Hey, man, I'm glad you guys called. It's really good to see you, Lucky.
Good to see you too, man.
I'll see you in about 30 days, bro.
All right, it might be quicker than I think she said, like 10 days, man.
Yeah, 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Go get something to eat, man.
All right, cool, bud.
All right.
All right, bud. Sounds good.
Peace, brother.
Peace.
See you later, Tom.
Later.
All right, Lucky, we're getting ready to go into this place. We're here now. I want to tell you what I've been telling you. I am so proud of you for doing what you need to do for you. But this doesn't matter to nobody else but you. This only affects you. You're going in here. You chose to do this. You're ready to do this. You can do this.
Yeah, I am gonna do this. I'm doing this. This is what it is. I've always been good at, when I decide to do something, that's what I do. This is the time for change, and it's time to change the course of my life, man. Like, I know that I'm destined for far greater things than, what I've been doing these last, almost 2 years now, so it's time for me to start realizing my potential.
Well, let's go do this, all right? All right, getting ready to leave from this place. I just left Lucky up here. He's getting admitted, and this is a major thing that he's doing for himself. I told him that tomorrow I'm going to bring up some clothes for him, some books, some art supplies, and I'm just at a loss for words that we made this happen today, that he decided to do this today. As we were in there was another guy in there who's getting ready to go through this as well. And, you know, we all met him together, me and Lucky. And, you know, hopefully they're going to be able to go through this together. And who knows, maybe they could be of help to each other with this. But for the time being, this is where we leave things. Lucky went to this place, Virginia Beach Psychiatric, today, and he checked himself into this detox program. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and be hopeful to see him come through on the other side of this.
Run like the river runs.